You want to see a fun movie. You want to see guys that don't take themselves too seriously. You want to see a lot of skin. You want to see a lot of blood, and you want to see a lot of action. And that's what this movie's all about. It's about, you know, loud music, fast times, fast deaths. You know, just a rough house slasher flick.
Hey, baby, don't take my life.
Hellbent is a story about a party night, about Halloween in Los Angeles.
The movie opens with two young men who are having a rather fun and steamy time in a vehicle until one seems to lose his head.
There's this serial killer that's been slaying, like, you know, like, kids in West Hollywood, young kids, gay kids in West Hollywood.
What we do know about the killer is that he is very muscular and apparently handsome. He does wear a mask, so it's hard to be sure.
He's just sort of a personification of evil, but hot evil.
He is sensual, and he likes collecting pretty heads.
You don't really know why the killer's doing what he's doing. He doesn't talk, doesn't say anything. He just walks around and slashes people to bits. There's something fun about that.
The mystery of why and who for the killer is very true to life. Oftentimes with serial killers, we don't know why they kill. And when they offer up some sort of explanation, it seems so far-fetched that a rational mind can't comprehend it. It seems absurd.
Rather than the story being about, like, the backstory of the killer, it doesn't really ever get into that. It's more the relationships between this group of guys.
Damn, Joey, you're gonna be breaking hearts all over town.
Look, wait, you better not get in any trouble, all right?
Oh, come on, in that outfit?
Eddie is a relatively innocent young police hopeful who was in the police academy, but for medical reasons had to leave it and become like an office administrative kind of assistant in the West Hollywood Police Department. And he has a little bit of angst, you know, a little bit of desire to kind of break out of his shell.
I'm guessing you heard about the boys murdered last night, the homosexuals.
Yeah?
Our community liaison asked us to help get these out around the neighborhood for tonight. I know your work here hasn't been everything you wanted. I wouldn't normally ask you to do this, but everyone's tied up with the carnival. I could use your help.
Can I wear my dad's uniform? It's Halloween. He wants to kind of live up to his father's image. His father was a police officer.
He borrows his dad's old cop uniform and badge and dresses like a cop being Halloween.
As he's basically, you know, kind of like getting out the word, posting the word in you know, West Hollywood or whatever about this guy, he sees my character, who is kind of like this edgy, you know, sexy biker guy.
Damn, what's going on in there? You say the words and I crumble. I've taken your bit of pills and I'm ready to go. You made all of this time just to shame me. You made all your...
He ends up, you know, kind of trying his best to hit on, you know, Brian's character. And of course, Brian sees right through it all.
There's two storylines really going on. There's this love, kind of this relationship between these two guys, my character and Eddie, that's happening. And then there's the story of like this group of friends.
He surrounds himself with these wonderful, kind of colorful people. His younger brother Joey, who's played by Hank Harris.
I'm the young, innocent one, you know, sort of lamb to the slaughter, kind of doe in the woods guy.
I'm stuck. Are you sure jeans really go with this?
Yeah, I'm positive.
Where'd you get the costume?
Oh, Chaz noted to me.
Andrew Levitas plays our pansexual urban cowboy.
Chaz is, you know, just a fun-loving guy. Likes to party, likes to have a good time. Will pretty much sleep with whoever's down to sleep with them as long as they're, you know, relatively attractive.
I'm 18. I swear I can prove it.
Relax, he's no cop. He's my roommate.
Look, if I was a cop, I'd arrest you, okay?
All right, party's over. Everyone out of my car. Come here, baby. All right.
What's up?
He oozes sexuality throughout this film. He is always working on some sort of tryst, either in the middle of it or just finishing or starting up again with any and everything.
No way.
Come on.
No, just sit down.
Kiss me.
No. Okay. Funny. Come on.
Evening, gentlemen. Don't touch the tits, but you can feel that ass all you like.
Toby is knows who he is, knows what he wants, is completely and utterly uncomfortable and out of place in drag.
You've got the biggest set of balls.
Yes, I do. And right now they are crammed into a space about half their size.
Oh,
Gentlemen, drag is both uncomfortable and scary as shit. Don't let the queens tell you anything different.
what got into you?
I'm a sex symbol every day of the year. I think a good girl deserves a night off, don't you?
This is really going out on a limb for him and just trying to prove that even in a dress and in heels, looking absolutely terrible, he can still bring home the hottest game of the night.
Fast forward, we end up going out with Eddie and his 3 friends, and they're going out for a Halloween night party for the parade, to go out and have a good time, and they're just, you know, young and, you know, out to have a little fun.
We are going out and we're doing it.
Yes, we are.
This is the one night of the year, Halloween, when you get to indulge your most perverse and twisted fantasies, and nobody cares.
You know, the night starts out pretty wild and crazy. They start out in the park where the 2 kids got murdered as kind of a creepy intro to the night.
This is where it happened. Less than 18 hours ago, 2 gay guys were murdered on this spot.
That's where they first encounter the killer, or the devil, the man with a sickle, whatever you might call him.
He's got a fucking knife, the kinky bastard.
As your knife serrated, huh? You're making me hot, Big Daddy.
I suppose he has it in for us after that point and follows us then to the carnival.
Hey, guys. I think he's following us.
Devil Daddy knows a good thing when he sees it.
And they all go off in their disparate ways. Each person has, you know, kind of an agenda for the night.
I'm trying to meet this guy. I need to get his phone number.
I thought you already had his phone number.
Yeah, I have it, but I need him to give it to me.
Chaz wants to have a really great time and party.
Insurance. I will have fun tonight.
You know, Toby's out to just look really great and kind of live up this drag moment he's having. Eddie ends up running into Brian Kirkwood's character, who is this motorcycle driving, rugged kind of, you know, bad boy, which Eddie, who's, you know, he's a little innocent and, you know, good-natured, he's very attracted to that.
Every good boy's got his kink. All right, if you get in there, you get him. Come on.
Okay, then I'm not like you, all right?
Nah, but you want to be, so go.
And they make their way to the meat locker, which is a pretty much no-holds-barred sex, chainsaws, leather whips, steel, blood, guts, gore, club. That's where another murder occurs in the bathroom. We lose Joey, which is sad. Joey's one of my favorite characters.
Everybody identifies with, you know, parts of his desire and his care for this, you know, football kind of stock character guy.
So, tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
And when he goes, he gets killed in the bathroom in this very gory, kind of graphic, wonderful way. Matt Phillips' character, Toby, actually sees the devil character walking away. And Matt, he's in drag, and he starts walking after the devil guy. You know, Toby's a little out of it, he's a little drunk, he's going after this hot guy, and he chases him.
I know you, right? You've been following us ever since the park. So, which one of us are you after, huh?
The man that's pursuing them all night obviously wants something, and Toby hopefully thinks it's him.
Finally, it ends up at everyone's apartment where everybody lives together, and that's where the two main characters have gone back to make out, possibly have sex. They just met each other.
Eddie and Jake are, you know, starting to feel a little bit of the chemistry, and Jake ends up handcuffing Eddie to the bed, and it's very sexy and wonderful.
Oh, I got a box of condoms in the bathroom. Maybe we should get 2 or 3.
Jake goes into the other room to go find some condoms and leaves Eddie handcuffed to the bed.
I can't tell you the ending, can I?
You gotta take the audience up the roller coaster, down the roller coaster, and you better have a little comedy so you can make your audience relax and then come back and get scared.
Halloween scared me. I mean, it scared me because I felt like it could really happen. You know, it was about somebody a little off kilter, on the loose out there with a knife, and that's a scary thought to me. It was really great when I ended up making this movie along with Joe Wolf, who's one of the co-creators of that film, because it really was always one of my favorites and really a model for me as far as what the best kind of horror film is.
I've made approximately 10 films in the slasher genre. The first one being Halloween, and the last one being Hellbent.
My partner Josh Silver knew Joe Wolf, who was one of the creators of the original Halloween and Nightmare on Elm Street. It occurred to Josh that nobody had made a gay horror film.
So I was doing a general lunch, but I was talking about this gay idea that I kept having, and he kept just saying, you know, I just want to make another great horror movie.
We were thinking of making another Halloween, but we ended up making Hellbent.
And finally, by the end of lunch, I gave up, and I said, well, Joe, good luck on finding the next horror movie, and wish me luck on, you know, this gay idea that I have. And he said, how about a gay horror movie?
I felt that a gay slasher movie would sell. In the way the script was written, I figured I could cross over.
Basically, in the marketplace, there were two kinds of gay movies. The studios were making some gay themed movies. They're usually the serious issue themed movies like Philadelphia or In and Out, or even if you remember there was a movie called Jeffrey some years ago released by Orion.
One of the important things for me about making this movie as a gay producer was to bring something to the screen that we haven't seen before, and something that I felt gay audiences could just enjoy and have fun with.
The gay situation in movies is wrong, and gay people are people. They're like anybody else. And I believe that the audiences should understand gays more than they do.
What kind of lube you guys got? Mine's got pineapple.
Pineapple. This is all crap. You guys get CDs? Glow sticks?
I think I always assumed that gay people didn't like horror films, and which is kind of strange when I set out to make one for gay people. But then I thought, well, maybe it's because they don't have films with gay people in them to see them unless they're being killed because they're gay or something like that. And what I learned in the process of developing the film is that there's a huge gay horror film fan base.
Now that I've directed a horror film, I have become aware of these huge circles of gay people who adore horror. Horror film directors and horror fans, gay horror websites, gay horror authors.
The gay community seems to like it, I think, because there's no resounding message about being gay. There's no moral of the story, you know, of like overcoming adversity. We're not even killed because we have gay. There's no gay bashing. There's like, it's just the genre is that it's about these gay guys and this is what happens to them.
They're in the same formula like any other slasher film. It's Friday night, people are out looking for a date and somebody's killing them one by one.
The sexuality of these characters is wholly incidental. I think. They're very comfortable with it. You know, these are young guys, a younger generation, and I don't think that they come with the same hang-ups that a lot of older generations do about their sexuality.
We kind of approached it, or at least I did, we approached it from well, let's make a mainstream gay movie.
There's nothing pretentious, there's nothing obnoxious, there's nothing sort of heady in it. And, you know, I don't think it's burdened with, you know, extra meaning and extra complexity. I mean, I think that the characters are just celebrating kind of who they are, and they have their issues and they have their moments, but at the end of the day, it's like sort of a fun journey, you know? It's definitely a popcorn movie.
In a movie where there's a bunch of gay people being killed, some people might find that homophobic, but we really don't think it is. We spent a lot of time dealing with that issue in the development of the script, and really trying to gauge whether we thought audiences would have that reaction. But there's nothing to indicate that people are being killed because they're gay in this movie. This is a gay story. It all takes place in a gay world, and the killer is probably gay himself. We don't know.
What makes people kill like that?
It's probably some 40-year-old gay guy that just came out of the closet. He's probably jealous of all the nice, hot guys like us walking around. Shit, I mean, think about it. Wouldn't you want to kill us? No, we're fucking fabulous.
No, it's gotta be about his mother. In any other horror movie that's generally cast with like attractive people, like, does that make the killer and like, I don't know, hotophobic or something?
It's the genre. People get killed.
That's what's great about horror and genre movies, is that you have these set of rules that you get to play with, these boundaries that you get to stretch a little bit.
Most of the characters I've seen in gay films seem to still be playing the gay stereotype, and I really wanted to fight against that, and just present gay people as I know them.
I don't think that I needed to act gay. I think that's a mistake that a lot of actors made when they auditioned for the role. They all came in playing a big drag queen. That's not what they were looking for. They were looking for 4 guys who were gay, who happened to be gay in the film, and that's really what they got.
You get a set of legs like that, baby. Soccer.
I didn't want to really play into any like stereotypes about, you know, what like society looks upon, like, you know, being gay. I just wanted to play him very secure with who he was, and his sexuality kind of not being the primary focus. I didn't want it to be about him being gay.
When I was cast in the movie, I thought I was going to be the only straight person, you know, and then I got onto set and found out that everybody was straight. So that was kind of interesting. It was a lot of straight guys making out with straight guys.
There's different dynamics of like being with a guy and a girl, because I think with 2 guys there's just like a lot of testosterone and it's more aggressive and whatnot. So it was found myself being very dominant, you know, like a lot more aggressive.
Brian had these actual whiskers, you know, like he just had like a, you know, 2 or 3 day, you know, without shaving kind of, you know, 5 o'clock shadow. And I went to kiss him, and I remember thinking, this hurts. Other than that, it was, you know, it wasn't really a big deal at all. It wasn't something that was talked about or thought about, because we were trying to play, or at least we were trying to play the more kind of seductive, sultry kind of, you know, moments, and the yearning and angst that happens right at that, you know, moment right before the kiss.
Gay people kiss, and people should understand it. If we're gonna do it, we should do it right.
It was challenging shooting the special effects because oftentimes the effects weren't there. The pieces of the effects were not there on the stage, and we just had to go forward with complete confidence that it would work.
There actually are quite a few shots in Hellbent where we added effects just to kind of add more production value to the show. So there's a lot of things that you'll see that you wouldn't necessarily think of that as a special effects shot. But if you examine things a little bit closely, we've added a lot of different elements. There's one shot at the beginning of the film where one of the characters is playing basketball and they're just throwing hoops against a wall. And when they shot it, they had originally intended to have a big mural on that wall, and they didn't have time to paint it at the time. And so when we were editing, I said, well, I can put that back in for you. And so we did a drawing of this devil dog mural, and we put that up on the moving shot and then masked out the ball, bouncing off the wall.
There is a sequence where the camera is in the forest chasing after some of the actors, and suddenly it pulls up through the trees and reveals the West Hollywood Halloween Carnival beyond.
Now in reality, there is no park anywhere near Santa Monica Boulevard. And so how we solved this is we took the footage that was shot in Griffith Park and then we joined it together with footage that was actually shot on the boulevard.
That sort of effect was completely done on faith.
The billboard where Toby sees himself on the big billboard for the underwear ad, that was something that they didn't want to have to rent out space for a billboard and put the whole thing up there, so we just took a still image and put that up there and then cut it in with the rest of the shots for the sequence.
Take my picture?
Nice. Yeah. Gorgeous.
For the murder of Joey in the bathroom, we had an interesting problem where we need to have a crane shot that moved up over one of the dividers of the bathroom stall and then ending on Joey's body without his head.
This was completed with several strips of film. The first one is a shot of the feet under the bathroom stall, and it was a static shot. And using the computer, we created a camera move into black, essentially a black screen, and then we spliced on another static shot of Joey's corpse in the corner. And using the computer, we were able to simulate a camera move over black, and then we threw in the jack-o'-lantern lights to sort of bridge the effect and give you something interesting to look at.
The outfit that I was wearing, this sort of black leather harness thing, it might have been the second most expensive thing in the budget, second only to my severed head, which cost a couple $1,000s, I think, to make.
The real challenge with doing the beheadings is that we didn't have a big budget to do prosthetic bodies and prosthetic heads. And this goes back to the scene in the bathroom with Joey. They weren't going to make a fake body and put it in there. And so all of that footage was shot with the live actor.
Joey's decapitated body, many people think, is an actual prosthetic, a rubber body, but it's not. It is the actor. And what we did is we filmed the actor in position, covered him with blood, and told him to act dead.
I would lie on the sidewalk, and then they would just sort of pour the stuff onto me. So I'm lying on the cold sidewalk having this cold Caro syrup poured on me. After that, it was just a matter of getting one more shot with me lying, prostrate in the bathroom stall next to the toilet.
And then in the middle of shooting, the actor gets up and leaves, and then we film an empty bathroom stall. And we were able to, in the computer, combine the two shots, erase the actor's head, replacing it with the bare wall behind from the other shot, and then we digitally created a little bloody stump.
The thing about shooting Hellbent was that I kind of died twice, because the first time I die is just fake and it's on stage, and then there's 5 or 6 scenes where I'm just covered in the fake blood from the stage show. And so I spent probably the majority of the film covered in blood, which is really unpleasant. It's very sticky. It's kind of like being covered in cold maple syrup. And so my arms would stick to the side of my body. I had, glitter stuck to me for weeks afterwards. So when I died, I was kind of relieved.
That is so not funny.
I personally always had a vision for the music. I wasn't sure what type of music, but I knew it needed to be bold and different and consistent throughout.
When choosing the music for Hellbent, I wanted to avoid a lot of the circuit music, which is seems so commonplace in gay films. I really wanted to explore different avenues of gay music, ones that haven't quite reached the mainstream ear yet.
And we had talked about gay rock, as it were, or maybe rap, hip-hop. We didn't know which genre, but then Paul heard what I had to say, and he found a whole bunch of kind of underground gay and lesbian rockers, which I think works fantastically well in the movie.
It was also important for me to try to find bands that were gay, involved gay members, or were very gay friendly.
Los Angeles has this very wonderful culture of gay punky music, and it's this very upbeat, crazy kind of great music that pushes the borders a little bit. And when I heard it in the film, in the trailer, and in different parts in the film, I thought it was just perfect. It just set the tone perfectly, and it really turned the music into a character in and of itself.
It seemed like the underground punk rock and roll, rockabilly was a very interesting kind of style to use for this film.
We had a band by the name of Nickname that was there that just brought great entertainment to everybody, some really great laughs.
We used Nickname from Nickname and the Normals as a singer in one of our sequences, and he sort of set the tone. His music, I Fucked Your Boyfriend, Who's Your Daddy, and Porno DiGiorno, that seemed to set the tone for the rest of the film and the style of the music. We also have Colton Ford making a cameo. He appears on stage during an S&M leather fetish ball. I wanted someone who had some notoriety and was kind of the handsome, sexy daddy. And I knew Colton from the gym. So he seemed like an obvious choice and a good performer, and really one who could throw himself into that kind of deviant, semi-sexual behavior.
I think people will love this movie. It's absolutely fun, and you know, it doesn't take itself too seriously, but at the same time, it does things that, you know, will make you laugh, not only with your immediate reactions, but with, you know, kind of what we're doing to the genre.
It's a horror movie, and it's a horror movie the way I would make a horror movie, but it's gay.
I think that Hellbent follows a very familiar sort of formula for a slasher film from the 70s and early 80s.
And I believe Paul in this case, even though he's a first-time director, understood what he had to do. And that was scare a certain amount of people. And that's our job in making a horror movie, to scare them, make them laugh.
I think people are going to like this movie a lot. I think people are going to have a good time, and they're going to fall in love with the characters, and they're going to be scared. And I think they're going to walk out of the movie saying, that was really fun. I really enjoyed it. And when's the sequel?